back to another live broadcast of Cobra TV, the Subcast, where you get to call into the show. You get to voice your opinion on No Man's Sky, Star Citizen, Identity, everywhere. Any type of game you want to bring up. I want to know what you're doing, what you're playing, what you like, and this is a chance for me to get a chance to talk to you guys instead of interacting in the comment section down below. We are going to begin here shortly, and we are going to be playing a track while we get ready. The track is called Eyes on You, and it says here, looks like the band name has changed. Network 415 is the name of the band now. Used to be something different. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and play this real quick, and we'll be right back, guys. We got Daily Apple in the chat. Thank you guys for coming back to Cobra TV. Okay, yeah, I see a lot of people in the comment section. Someone saying 1.4 speculation, which is something I definitely want to do for sure. You can find us on Stitcher now, so if you don't want to use, after this video goes online to YouTube after we're done broadcasting, if you don't want to use a whole lot of data to listen to the show, then you can listen to us on Stitcher. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet out when it's live on Stitcher. If you happen to come across this video, this MP3 or podcast on Stitcher, search for us on YouTube by just typing in Cobra TV, and we are the black and white logo, the shiny new logo that we have that says Cobra TV. And today I do want to talk about speculation for 1.4. I do. And I also want to talk about Unification Day, which is a big event that is going to be happening, and it is part of the history of us players of No Man's Sky. It is literally going to be historic. It's part of the history books. It's going to go down in the history books for us as far as player lore and game lore as well. And it's really interesting. It really is. So we're going to be talking about Unification today, 1.3 or 1.4 update speculation. And I also want to take some calls, guys. I want you guys to call into the show, and I want to hear what's on your mind. We don't have to stay on the topic of No Man's Sky. We can change topics and talk about Star Citizen. There's a lot to talk about there. And, you know, whatever game you're playing. I'd like to know, you know, what, because we all know you're playing No Man's Sky. But you know, people are playing other things too. So I would like to get some random game chat. Talk about what those other games are that you guys are interested in. So let me take a look at the chat here. Sorry, guys, I'm in a different screen. We got Daily Apple in the chat. Hands-on Fishing says he's playing vanilla version of No Man's Sky. I am super jelly. I am. Because there is something weird about the vanilla No Man's Sky, the way it was released, that I liked more for some reason. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love all the new updates and everything that's been added to the game. But there was such an ambience to the way the game was first released, and I miss a lot. And I feel like a lot of that ambience, it's not gone, but I think that there's a lot of extra stuff that kind of is pulling you at you in different directions and things like that. And I kind of feel like sometimes that ambience, there's a certain ambience that was in the vanilla version that just isn't there today. We got Cross the Fire. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Daily Apple, Thomas Hibbard. We'd love to talk technicals with you at some point. I'm in the Discord waiting room if you want to chat at any point during the stream. Okay, awesome. We've got Enrico Bandito. Yeah. Man, you guys send your names. Look at me. I named myself Cobra. Okay, we got Epic is in the chat. Captain Baker's in the chat. We got Miguel. What's going on? New No Man's Sky update coming. I only play No Man's Sky. I have no PC, just PS4. And so like 9 hours ago, sorry about the cough, guys. About 9 hours ago, Steam updated something with on the experimental branch or something like that. So there is activity, guys. And just before that, a couple weeks before that, there was some activity on Steam. So something is stirring, something's happening, and none of us have gotten our Atlas level 4 passes yet. Can you believe that? And I think the reason why is they never intended it to come super quick, because I really feel that it has something to do with the update and has something to do with what we're going to be experiencing in the update. So that's speculation, but I really feel that that's the reason why we haven't gotten the level 4 passes yet, because it's not ready for the update time. Do I think that there's going to be more ARG? I used to. I still think there's a possibility, yes. But I'm not sure how concrete that it is with me anymore. I don't know. I'd like to get you guys' opinions, so please call into the show and let me know what you guys think. You think we're going to get a little mini ARG with this update, or do you think it's just going to be an update that's just going to drop? So as far as timing, well, we're starting to see some activity now. It could be before Christmas, or it could be just in time for New Year's, but we also have the PlayStation Experience, PSX show that's getting ready to, I think it's December 8th. We're going to be, watching the PlayStation Experience. There could be something there with that. I mean, back in the day when we used to see Sean Murray appear at E3, we would, see they would get active, and maybe the Steam activity. I don't know. There's a possibility we can see them at the PlayStation Experience, but it's a slim chance. It definitely is a slim chance. So I do know one thing's for sure: either before Christmas or after. That's definite. So we got Black Nose Studios. Woo! What's going on, buddy? We got LpoLi1622. My computer died. Hard drive went on me one day. Yeah, my computer's fried. It was almost so fried I couldn't even do the live show tonight. Okay, so there's a touchy subject I don't want to deal with. Some people have noticed it on Twitter. So I'm not sure how I'm going to tackle tonight. Really not sure. I think I'm just gonna not talk about it and just let things fall the way they're supposed to fall. But yeah, if you're one of the regular callers in the show, get on the show, give me a little bit of help, give me a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of talk. Okay, Black Nose Studio says he's going to call in a few. Gandalf the Silver saying he wants to ask me a question. Yes, go ahead and ask me a question, bud. Lewis, oh my God, what's going on, buddy? I'm always seeing Lewis in the comment section, man. I appreciate it, buddy. You're such a Cobra, man, always making comments and things like that. Thank you for coming out to the live show. Thomas, how do we call in? I thought we just waited. No, Discord. Due to the way I have everything set up, I can't use Discord at the moment. It's just not working properly for me. So in the description down below, you're going to see a Skype ad, LpoLi1622, LpoLi1622. Add me on Skype and get on the show. We're going to experiment here. We're going to experiment. And if things go sour, I'm going to let you guys know what happened. Okay, so we're going to... Oh, my God, Alan Poe, thank you so much. You are such a Cobra. Says, I really want new creatures and designs for stuff. Yeah, I do too, man. I really do. I agree with you, Alan. We're going to add Genos to the call here. All right, so does it seem like Genos is going to be... Genos!
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man?
Great, you?
I'm doing perfect, doing perfect. What brings you on the show today, dude? Genos lost connection. And, okay. If you get things straightened down, go ahead and call back, bud. We're getting quite a few new requests here. Okay, let's see. All right, guys. Sorry. One-man show. I'm doing a pony act here. Tommy, what's going on, buddy?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay. So hey, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing perfect. What brings you on the show today, man?
Well, first off, I had actually been following you, I've been following you ever since, basically kind of the beginning of all the No Man's Sky stuff. And
really?
Sorry if my speech, was delayed there. I just had to, because I was getting feedback from the live stream because I was trying to watch that too, but when I hear myself, it weirds me out.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's been a long time then. What, 4 years? Almost 4 years? 3 years?
Okay, maybe not that far. Like, I'd say, like, I mean, probably from the time I actually pre-ordered No Man's Sky, which would have been like end of March.
Oh, okay.
Of 2016. So I mean, yeah, I don't know how long you've been posting stuff to YouTube, but yeah, there's so you were just mentioning on stream how they updated the experimental branch recently, like within the past few hours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Is it like the public experimental or?
No, it's the one that's locked. Yeah, I mean, we typically see that kind of activity right before an update. With the last, though, update for the 1.3, we saw an update once, and there wasn't a whole lot of activity there, so I really wasn't expecting to see anything at all this time around. I believe the first time it updated was just a Steam thing. I don't think it was a Hello Games thing, because I had several games that happened to around that same time. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with Hello Games the first time around, but the second time, a lot of people were just messaging me like crazy. Jack All messaged, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's updating, it's happening, something's going on." So
yeah, no, I mean, obviously I don't think they do any Steam API trickery unless it's too long before an update. But yeah, and yeah, I guess and well, first off, it's just nice talking to you. But secondly, shoot, I'm sorry, this is the first time I've been on a live stream.
Oh no, it's great, man. I'm just as nervous as you are, so it's fine.
Yeah, Nah. So something interesting. So I have quite a bit of I have a decent amount of computer background, and I have a friend who has like a lot of computer background. Like, I mean, he's made his own operating systems and stuff. I mean, he's just phenomenal.
Wow.
And he and I kind of looked into the game and stuff too, and I mean, we didn't find like anything like that hasn't already been found by the community or anything, but just something interesting. I mean, they at one point accidentally put their Havoc key, like their key to the Havoc physics engine, into like one of their public files. So yeah, had to tell them about that one. But anyway, so yeah, and what was interesting though is there's been a lot of issues on PC where a lot of stuff is GPU bound, and I can tell you right now the reason why NVIDIA GPUs do so well is because I mean, Havoc straight up writes half the physics code. I can tell they just contracted out Havoc when I look at some of it. And I don't know, it's just real just kind of something that struck me as interesting, and I just thought maybe that'd be something that'd be interesting for you to know, or for
Sure. Have you heard of Euclidean?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Euclidean.
I don't believe I'm familiar.
It's
I mean, it was mostly my friend who looked through it, so I don't know like if that's something specific in the game that.
Oh no, I don't know. I'm not really even sure. Euclidean is this is unrelated to No Man's Sky, but it's generation of game data in atom form. So it's I'm sorry, that's way off topic. I'm itching to talk about Euclidean. And maybe it's not the appropriate time to bring it up, but it's not a game. It's another engine to develop games, and it can literally portray what you see with your own eyes in a game, in real life. Like it
is it a VR like thing? Photo.
It can be used for VR. It can be used for holograms. It can also be used for game engines, and it can, since it uses atoms. And the guy who's creating this, and I'm sorry, what you were saying just reminded me of this, and I just went on a trail of thought.
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm always interested to hear stuff.
What he's claimed, the industry is burning the sky alive. And the reason why is because he's saying that he can create the best graphics in the world to where it looks like real life, with no polygons, not one single polygon at all, but instead little atoms that you can't see. And it creates the image for you, but you can run it on a desktop computer. So you wouldn't need a super high, expensive graphics card. So he's essentially threatening those companies, that industry, and many others as well.
So how does it run on like an atomic level yet not require like super high levels of computing? Do you know?
I don't know. He explains it in a couple of his videos. There is he even showed the fact that you could, because it runs off the hard drive.
Cloud
somehow.
Computing?
No, it runs off the hard drive somehow, and he actually showed how he could run it off of a USB stick as well.
Oh, that sounds like that sounds like something that probably I don't think it's running directly off the hard drive, because most people's hard drives would be too slow for that. I think what's probably happening is it's probably being loaded onto RAM, and then it probably just makes sure that it properly multi-threads, and it probably just requires a decent enough CPU then.
Huh. Yeah, you got to see this stuff, man. It's mind-blowing. It really is. And he actually took this technology, and he's able to create holodecks, like in Star Trek.
That's neat. Yeah, no, yeah.
He's opened one up in Australia with 40 rooms in it, and he also is selling what's called a holodeck table. And It doesn't use bulky VR glasses. It uses sunglasses. And it's amazing stuff. I'm sorry that I went off on that tangent.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't know about any of that. Yeah, no, so that's real interesting. I'll be interested to know more about to just know more about that. Yeah, I'm into technology stuff so much. I mean, you know, if you hear a little bit of a hum in the background, that's actually my computer. I mean, I have a ridiculous case. If you ever look it up, it's Roswell Blackhawk Ultra. I literally have 20 fans in it. It's ridiculous. Super ATX tower. I have a GTX 1070 in there, 6700K overclocked, and just it's just, you know, I figure it's, you know, and it can hold up to 10 hard drives and stuff. So I mean, you know, it's a case that, you know, I'll never need to upgrade. But yeah, and I've always dabbled with all sorts of development stuff myself personally, and I know someone who's really into the development stuff. He actually worked a bit with he's trying to get into working with D-Wave, at least the quantum computing. So I'll tell you what, just in terms of technology in general, I think there's a lot going on right now. Well, I mean, there's always a lot going on, and it's always going faster and faster just due to the raw amount of information that's just being processed. I mean, if you look at, you know, the public face internet in 2004 was only about 4 petabytes, and now it's like just like hundreds of exabytes. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like it's grown by almost tenfold this year. I mean, it's just ridiculous when you think about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Now that my mind's a little bit more clear, and I wasn't thinking Euclidean the entire time. Tosh, it's so funny. He's commenting fake news Cobra. No, the guy's actually proven himself. Just type Euclidean in YouTube, and you'll be able to find his. He's got 2 YouTube channels. One he hasn't uploaded to in a while, and the other one is pretty recent. Yeah, Tosh, go check him out.
So I'm sorry, I was just I was looking up on YouTube myself. Is it Euclidean algorithm or Euclidean?
No, the best way to probably find it is type in Google Euclidean holodeck. And you'll probably find him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like Euclid, guys. You guys know Euclid. I think it's almost spelled the same. I'm going to go ahead and add Black Note also with the call to us, or to the call with us. But now that my mind's a little bit more clear, what were you saying?
Specifically about the Havoc engine?
Yeah.
Just like, well, at one point, like when my friend was messing around with the files, he specifically
add Black Note also with the call to us, or to the call with us.
That was a little weird.
But now that
I think I'm hearing feedback from Black Note's end.
What were you saying?
My apologies.
That's okay, buddy. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing great.
Doing
well. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, bud.
What I was just saying was when my friend was kind of rambling through the game files, because that's what he and I like to do whenever he gets a new game or whatever, is like he'll just like dive right into the files and stuff. And while the Havoc key was in one of the public files, that's why like one time they had to put out like a 4 megabyte update that just wasn't related to any major update because they accidentally published their public Havoc key or their private Havoc key into one of their files. So that was embarrassing. And then basically, but that's why it runs so much better on NVIDIA hardware is because I mean half the physics code is literally just written by Havoc, and I mean I think they contracted out or something, probably because they're a smaller studio, and they even with the increase in manpower, it's not all development, it's right. A lot of it's actually more towards writing and stuff. But I just thought that'd be an interesting bit to share.
Yeah.
and yeah, and it's sad that it seems like they couldn't really get the game to work a bit better, but I think that's also why they can't really get it to optimize so well, is because it seems like half the physics code might not even be written by them, so it's
Really?
no, I think, like I said, I think it's written by Havoc, just the way it looks. I mean, it looks, I don't want to say generic, but it looks like it's more written by people who, more oriented around that engine, which ultimately, if you played enough Havoc games, then you know that engine is just so NVIDIA bound. Like NVIDIA does so much better with it than AMD does. But yeah, so I just thought that'd be kind of interesting fact to throw out there, and I was wondering if you kind of, and I really do know my stuff when it comes to technical stuff, so I was wondering if there's anything you were wondering if maybe I could help shed some light on in terms of how the engine works or whatnot, because I mean, he and I found a good amount of stuff when we were messing through the files and stuff.
Well, I don't play it on PC that much. I ended up getting the game, and then shortly after the game, I got the game, my computer just, my cat spilled milk on it.
So, yeah, no, that sucks. Yeah, cats seem to love being destructive sometimes. I love cats actually, though, but yeah.
So I haven't really played it on PC that much, but I do play it on PS4, and on PS4 it runs so smooth. I mean, really smooth.
Well, and I'll tell you what, with the PS4 Pro, how they get it to run at those higher resolutions and the higher frame rates, Sony actually, for the first time since the PS1, are actually making their own silicon again, and they're making some kind of GPU chip. It's really weird. It's purely a chip made separately for upscaling. It's unrelated to the CPU or GPU, and it makes it so that it can effectively make you not even tell the difference between certain kinds of upscaling. So sometimes games may really be running at not that much higher resolution, but due to that separate chip that's running, it can scale it up so it looks like it is in real time. Yeah, so and I know and obviously since they've only been working on one console, I mean, obviously they can make optimizations for that one console, and they know it's going to work the same on every single system. But that's the problem with developing for console versus PC in general. I think that's kind of well known at this point, at least, anyone who pays attention enough, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
PC, you can have hundreds of different setups, obviously.
Yeah, I wish I could play it on PC, man, because Rayrod, I don't know if you're familiar with Rayrod and all of his mods that he's got. Oh my God, he's just killing.
I've seen some of the mods. Yeah, some of the mods are beautiful, but I haven't played. I think I installed a couple mods once and messed with a couple, but I don't know. With No Man's Sky, I'm kind of weird. Normally, I like to mod my games, but with No Man's Sky, I'm a bit of a purist. I like to just see what Hello Games kind of puts into the game and just see what kind of the game comes up with on its own. Plus, I don't want to have to deal with all the possible compatibility issues, and if the game randomly decides to update one day and just breaks a couple mods, I don't want to have to deal with that. And yeah, especially since I play the game so much.
Yeah, I'm not a modding guy either. Although I have been tempted after seeing some of that Rayrod stuff.
Well, I typically am, but No Man's Sky is actually probably one of the few exceptions, just because for reasons I listed. Most of the games I mod don't really get updated that much, or don't get updated anymore, so I guess that's why I mod those games.
Right, very true. Yeah. We are going to be adding someone real quick to the call that I have not talked to since God knows when. Hopefully he picks up. Snowman Sky, what's going on, dude?
Hey, Cobra, it's been a while.
Man, I miss you, dude. Where you been? God darn it.
I know it. I just been just waiting and looking and listening. I sort of hid in the background when all that issue with the AI and all that stuff come out, with all that.
Waking Titan.
Yeah, Waking Titan and all those different things. And I just sort of been listening and paying attention. But I've been doing other things, of course. And usually I'd miss your call because I was busy, or miss your subcast. And
right.
Kind of regret that because I enjoy talking with you.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
but,
man.
There's so much has happened the last several months, yet at the same time, it's been quiet for the last little while. So, I guess I'm just waiting on the next update like anybody else. It's like, well, okay, the first thing I thought of is, what do I want? Well, I want a big predator. I want something, there's always stuff you can always add to the game, but I do know what you're talking about, when it comes to, losing the feel of the old game, the original quietness, the original, when you have less distractions, you begin to focus on things you don't normally focus on. When you have too many gadgets and too many different things that pulls you in different directions, it can't take away from the uniqueness of a game. It becomes like every other game. So, So there's a lot to say, but what do you feel about the game changing like it has been? I mean, what's your good and bad?
What I like about No Man's Sky is you can choose to ignore certain things. Like the way I play, I don't focus on upgrading, and I don't focus on the farming and things like that. I love to just go somewhere that looks amazing and just chill out. I really do.
Yeah.
I've been on some planets that there was this one planet that I was on. It had purple grass, and the algorithm for this planet was like, it looked like a flat surface, but there were these canyons that went all the way down, and it was like another world down there. And it wasn't caves, so you didn't have the typical cave feel to it, that default cave look. Instead, you just had these amazing land formations with purple grass in between, and it was dark down there, and it was just so amazing, man. And that's what I like to do in No Man's Sky. I like to just go out and just be somewhere.
Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the scenery. Just sort of wander around. It's really an explore game to begin with, and
definitely.
I always considered anything that you add to give an excuse to somebody to explore, then that's a good thing, especially like adding more terrain types, adding more unique places, adding landmarks that you can go to, like across, besides user landmarks, like you have those planets and stuff that everybody sort of focuses in on, but like places where you have to go out and discover those unique landmarks, stuff that was just added in the game, unique structures, unique, say like a space station, like like the Star Wars destroyer or something like that. Something that you can go in that's actually kind of massive, that actually took time to build, but you have to find that stuff. It's like out in space. It's out some distant place. It's kind of like the portals are now. You have to search for a portal. It takes you a while, and when you found it, you felt like you found something cool.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because they're different, unique. I would love just reasons to go out there and find new and unique structures, just assets. It doesn't have to be everywhere. That I think if you do too much of something like that, it destroys the uniqueness. It destroys the surprise or the feeling of
accomplishment.
The feeling of accomplishment. But there is a certain amount. As an explorer, you hope to find something different and unique that nobody else has found.
Right.
And you want to be intrigued, like something is behind that closed door that you've never seen before. And that's what really drove the lore to begin with. I mean, the speculation on what could be, and the way the the dialogue was written and the way the game was played, it made you feel that there was something mega, something huge, just lying behind that next door. Like it's kind of like the four pass or whatever. It's like, what will that open up? What unique place will there be? And you begin to imagine, and of course that's a part of that hype thing, Yeah. But it's wonderful to have positive hype like that. But the imagination drives those things. The idea of finding something new and discovering something different like that. To me, I just want more of those things, more of that type of atmosphere.
100% agree. I think the game needs more moments.
Yeah, and that should be adding that all the time. They should be adding more things like that.
One of my most fondest...
Just have somebody doing it continually.
Yeah.
From now on.
My most fondest memory of No Man's Sky is, I'm sure you've seen the video where I was on planet Do Not Land Here. You remember that? Long time ago?
I believe so.
That's my fondest memory. I landed on the planet in survival mode, and I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have any plutonium, not enough to take back off, and it was a hostile. I remember it was a hostile planet, and it was the weather was trying to kill me. The Sentinels were trying to kill me. My life support, I didn't have enough to keep it full, and that I was on there for 4 hours, and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna have to delete my game save. And I'm not gonna be able to make a new one. How am I gonna explain that to people watching the show? Hey Cobra, what happened to the other survival mode? What happened, buddy?
Well, I lost.
I lost, right? So I'm sitting there thinking, how am I gonna save this? Can I fake it? No, there's no way I can fake it. There's no way. So I sat there for 4 hours searching for plutonium that just wasn't there, man. And there towards the end, I found that little tiny piece that I needed extra to get off the planet. And then as I'm walking back towards my ship, there's plutonium everywhere. Everywhere. Oh. What is this, man?
Nice.
They wrote a subroutine in there just for you. Just to mess with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was stuck on an island, right? So I couldn't really go off because the islands were really far apart from each other. So whatever plutonium was going to be found, I had to find it there. And it's the best memory in No Man's Sky ever. And it was a moment, No,
overcoming obstacles is a major thing that drives a lot of people too, besides exploring. I mean, like the idea of achievements and having achievements in a game where you have to do some grand thing in order to you get this reward from it. You accomplish something awesome, and just to survive in survival mode for very long is the major achievement, especially if you're thrown onto a planet like you was that really tests you. You're not given anything if you don't survive. It's really a testament to your ability to play the game.
Right, yeah.
And to really focus. And there's a rewarding feeling having to survive the brush of death within that game. And, that's a part of it, too. I mean, they have a lot to work with. I mean, they have such a potential in this game. It's such a giant sandbox of a game. Just waiting to be fulfilled. I just wish people would hammer more, just bring more things. Just keep it up, man. Just don't ever neglect us. And I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Funny story. Shortly after that Do Not Land Here video, I was driving to work, and I wasn't paying attention because I was daydreaming. And I'm on the freeway. I missed my exit. I missed my exit to get off to go to work. And if you don't get off at that exit, it's about 30 minutes until the next one.
Oh, wham.
And then I look down and I realize I'm almost out of gas. Yeah. It was that realization right there. I realized to myself, my real life is almost exactly like the survival mode No Man's Sky videos.
That's hilarious. Oh man.
Wow. Just and I don't want to like hog your time or anything, especially since you're in the conversation or something. But just one thing. I actually posted this to Reddit a little bit ago, and I definitely agree. Like with Snow, the points he was bringing up, I pretty much agree with all of them. Actually, but one thing I was suggesting too, and I'd love to see this eventually. I mean, I figure it probably won't be in the next update or anything, but what I'd love to see at some point is like planets have like actual climates, maybe the poles are a little bit colder at least, and the equators, and and maybe have temperature scale with elevation a tiny bit, but also and also have it be affected by stars if stars are implemented as physical objects at some point.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, and it's possible. Planet Nomads did it. I mean, they have climate differences. The different. It gets colder at the poles, and so yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, actually, funny. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say the Planet Nomads. Funny thing, I saw you promoting it, and it honestly looked really cool. And I actually, now I've been pretty busy, but I haven't gotten to play it. But I bought it because it looks like it's really cool. Kind of has a similar thing to No Man's Sky going on with it, and I really at some point I'm going to try it out definitely. But yeah, no, it looks amazing actually too. So
yeah. I would say to compare it with anything would probably be Empyrean Galactic Survival, because it's more like planetary survival. Yes, they're going to be adding space and things like that, but at the moment, it's like starting off in No Man's Sky but not leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. No. And sometimes, it's better to kind of do it that way. Like, there's another game I know about called Space Engineers, which was kind of that in a way. You've played Space Engineers before and stuff?
Yes. Yeah, we got a video on it. It's a pretty funny video, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I guess I just didn't see that. Yeah, no, Space Engineers, my friend, the one who was messing around with the game files, actually, he's the same one. He loves that game. He has literally almost 1,000 hours in it, and I have a good amount of time in it too. I probably have around 100 hours, probably. I'll tell you what, that's a game where you can play it for like 100 hours and still not know what the heck you're doing half the time.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Whenever I played it, me and Bookshelf Gaming, we just did it in creative mode or whatever mode it's called, where we don't have to survive, and we just have fun with the toys and things like that. But I think Space Engineers is highly underrated. I think it's an amazing game that deserves a lot more attention.
Well, and what I love about it too is just how moddable it is. I mean, you look at this Steam Workshop, there's literally just tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands mods, it seems like.
Yeah. We play Warfight, Alan Poe, on the channel. It's a cool game, cool little game, really is. Black Note, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Cobra?
Oh, not much, man. Not much at all. You're quiet tonight.
I'm just hanging in the background, man.
Okay. All right, for sure. We're going to bring Keep Calm and Game On, who's going to be staying after the show and doing some Let's Plays for us on Keep Calm. Yeah, we're adding that to the end of Tuesday night on the for the Subcast.
Didn't I see the last one? I saw you. That has you uploaded that not too long ago.
Yeah,
I mean, where he actually live streamed something in,
right?
Or uploaded it to the channel. Yeah, I remember that.
Keep Calm. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. Just chilling.
Yeah, man. So we're talking 1.4 update. I was just letting everybody know you're going to be sticking around and doing a live stream. What game are you going to be playing tonight?
I'm going to try playing No Man's Sky. We're going to see if that works.
Oh my, that's a change.
And it's don't get your hopes up, guys. I am like the worst player at that game in the world, probably the universe. If there's like an alternate universe for somebody out there, I'm still probably the worst player. So yeah, but we're gonna try to get that to work.
All right, good. We're also talking about like update speculation. I really feel, and I've said this before, I think that we're going to see a lot of multiplayer functionality, a lot of improvements in multiplayer. I think we're going to see No Man's Sky. I mean, Hello Games are watching. You know, the No Man's Sky Olympics, they're getting, you know, pretty popular. And it's ways you can have like multiplayer games with other people by streaming at the same time and doing events like, for example, going down to a planet and see who can 100% the planet first.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
2 people, 2 different planets, and it's on a scoreboard. You can watch it. They live stream it. And
oh wow! I'm sorry. What channel's been showing this?
Space Art Geck. I don't know if that's the name of his channel. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, they're getting ready to do a Sentinel killer challenge where people are going to be.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know.
You know what this game needs?
What's
No
that?
Man's Sky friends list.
Eventually, yeah, I could definitely.
I guess. You know, it's like, well, you just add certain, but that way you can kind of keep track of where they are and what they're doing. You can.
Yeah, that
send
actually
them a
would be
message
cool.
and
Keep
stuff
track
like
of
that.
like where people are in the universe and stuff.
Yeah, you can chat, send each other a couple of messages here and there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Whatever.
You know what I really want to see?
What's that?
It will probably never happen, okay? And if it did happen, like diehard fans would probably hate it. But I want like a battle royale No Man's Sky mode, where it's like last player standing. You know,
that would be
multiple
sweet.
worlds. You'd probably never see anybody for
As a
like
separate
weeks,
mode,
months.
that'd be good.
But like if you actually died in the game, it's like you start over. So think of how the stakes of that. Like you build your base, you got all this stuff going, and just one player kills you, and it's like you're gone. You have to restart everything. It'd be insane. It'd be like PUBG on steroids. It'd be crazy.
As a separate mode, that'd be cool.
Yeah, as a separate mode, not like
Cobra would win every time. You know.
Yeah.
Cobra would like outclass everybody because he just can't seem to die in the game. I don't know. He may be derpy, but man, he can survive. He can survive that stuff.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I really think that we're going to see, player models this time around.
That'd
I
be
think
cool.
we're going to see things that we could do with each other, like No Man's Sky Olympics, that are actually part of the game. That's speculation. It's not fact. It's not proven. It's just what I think. And I think the reason, and I'll tell you the reason why. They released a statement saying that the wisps and the orbs and things like that were just a beginning of cooperative gameplay. And since they said that, they might feel like, hey, we're going to have to improve on this pretty quickly since we've already opened up our mouth and said that it's only the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and that kind of seemed to be the theme of 1.3. Like, even if you listen to just the trailer, like, the trailer video, at the end, they were just saying, and much more to come. And, like, and even on the update page, it's like, and it just seemed like they kept saying, like, this is all kind of the beginning of, like, this is the foundation of what, almost, I guess I'm going to say it, like, maybe what the game should have been at launch,
Yeah, well, okay, you guys, there's a famous quote from Sean Murray, and I get what you're saying, I really do. And but like in 2014, before everything really took off like a roller coaster, Sean Murray told us that not everything was going to be possible when the game launches.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not trying to rip on it or anything.
No, I don't think you are. But it's something that I deal with on a daily basis with people commenting and messaging me saying, he's trying to fix his lies. Like, wait a minute. No, they're not lies. He said lying would say, okay, let's change the quote. Everything's going to be possible when the game ships. That's a lie. He didn't say that. He said the exact opposite of that. And no.
Yeah, no, the hype train definitely got out of control there. Yeah.
I think a lot of people just they don't know how to be positive. I think it's a negativity problem.
That's true.
That's
yeah,
and they just have a lot of negative things. They don't know. They don't understand the blessing of a positive outlook. You know,
I think that's human nature. So, you know, I like.
Well, some
think
people
about it like this.
To it, I guess.
If you're driving down the road and you see a guy giving a homeless man some money,
yeah,
and over on your left hand side you see a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the fight. You don't look at the positive. You look at the negative. We all do. You know, I think
sometimes you have to make a conscious decision to do something. You know, to fight that resistance. I have to do that. I've seen situations like that where other people just got out of hand, and a lot of people got hurt simply because, you know, they just let that part of them take over. And I've had situations where I've had to step in and go ahead and try to work my influence to try to bring positivity to the situation. And somebody told me once, it's like a cancer. You know, complaining is like a cancer. If you complain too much and you look at negative things all the time and you talk like that all the time, it's just going to slowly eat away at you. And that's just not good.
Becomes a habit.
Yeah, and it's not a healthy thing to do. Not for anybody.
No.
Right. We got Eric joining the call. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, well, a little bit of a fuzz.
Yeah, I got the AC on.
Oh.
I got the heater on.
Yeah, we got the heater on over here too. Yeah. Where you at, bud?
On.
Where you at? Did you got the AC on?
Los Angeles.
Oh man, I'm envious, dude.
It's nice to be on the call. I've been following you probably since that 20-minute long ships video from 4 years ago.
Oh wow, yeah, that's been a long time, hasn't it? Jeez.
Yeah, a friend told me about No Man's Sky, and I checked out. I just Googled it, and then your video came up, and I checked it out, and I got hooked ever since.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, man. It makes me feel good. What brings you on the show tonight, man?
Partly 1.4 speculation. I'm one of those guys who, when the game first came out, I was and they said you can choose your path. I was one of the combat guys. I was super into I want to in that trailer where you fly in with the guys on your wings and take them out the fleet. That was what I wanted to do, and so combat has always been my goal in the game. And I found that it's not the game's most strong suit, but yeah. But I found some ways to have a lot of fun with the combat.
I think combat's become better with the 1.3 update, though.
Oh, definitely. And, you were talking about your favorite No Man's Sky moments, and I think mine was probably I decided to take on, an entire fleet of Sentinels, and my whole tactic was I flew into an asteroid field, and I would fly, and I would do kind of bombing runs along the fighters chasing me, and then I'd go to the asteroids, shoot those up, collect iron, so I can boost my shields, and then go back for more bombing runs. And so I think dynamics like that are really cool, and I'd love to see more of them.
Yes, I agree 100%. And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier with Snowman Sky here is moments. The game needs more moments, and not necessarily, I don't want to say this because I don't mean it, but not necessarily more content. It does, it could always use more content, even if it had more than we wanted.
Yeah.
But it needs more moments, more helplessness, or using the environment to get out of situations like you were.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's like they added more assets to the game. They added more different things where you can build your base and stuff. It's sort of a Minecraft idea. Of course, that has expanded to other games as well, where you begin to build stuff and you make it custom, and you add a little garden here, and you got a flower pot there, and and you know, you start to add trinkets to make everything look pretty, which is there's nothing wrong with that, but this game really, I think it probably didn't need that as much. I mean, there's other aspects that are more important than that. Not that I'm saying anything really against it, but to me, you know, it's like, does this add further into the exploration, you know, or are you just sort of trying to anchor you somewhere on a planet and say that, you know, this is your home and you want to feel like you're not wandering, because that's what a home does. It sort of anchors you into a certain realm so you can live on that particular planet, which is nothing wrong with that either. I mean, if you like a certain planet, then go for it.
I think eventually there should be multiple bases, like in some form, maybe. I don't know. Like maybe you can have more than one base. Maybe.
Yeah, I can see that too. But the cool thing about having a base is you could travel forever, never go back home, and then one day you're light years away. You're 100 star systems or more, thousands of star systems away, and you could go right to Terminus and just go right back home. Yeah. Which that is one killer of a warp drive, right?
Yeah.
Well,
dismantle that thing and put it on my starship. Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, Cobra, so we haven't heard from Sean Murray for months and months and months, and now
I miss him.
He tweets out, what, prawn curry?
Yeah, I think he did that to let everybody know he was watching Reddit, because they were making fun of his name and doing memes and things like that. So I think that was just a, hey, I'm watching. I see what you guys are saying. And but it's, you know, it's also an indicator that, well, it's common sense that something's getting ready to happen, you know. But it's also an indicator whenever we see him active, something's getting ready to happen anyway.
Yeah, I think I hate to say this, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
Why do you say that?
His track record.
Well, I mean, in fairness to him, though, like, I mean, how long has it been since the 1.3 patch now?
Was that August?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's only, you know, so August. So yeah, it'll be 4 months this month. Then
right.
I mean,
that's usually the typical time. Yeah.
For a small update. I mean, if this is another big update, we could be waiting till February. But
well, the reason why we waited so long for the last big update is because they wanted to stretch it out until the anniversary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense too. But
right.
But
another
thing, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a January release, though. That's just, you know.
Well, see, the last one was a foundation update, so anything that we get here could be on a massive scale, because usually the foundation is harder to do, right? You have to create the atmosphere, the environment, so you can build assets or build whatever you're fixing to add to the game a lot easier. So you take care of the foundation first, then you can add no telling what all. I mean, you know, they didn't just add a foundation; they added things too. So the next update should be full of stuff.
Well,
because they don't have to worry about the foundation. They're just loaded and focused upon whatever else that they were fixing to add.
Who have they hired since then? I know that they hired the cities guy, so all of that could potentially be coming.
It could be a
the
massive
cities
update.
guy from
There's a
Lionhead.
possibility of this.
Yeah, they hired a bunch of people from Lionhead. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's 3 developers I know for sure that are former Lionhead, and then the PR guy, Chris Hobus, he's from Lionhead. And here's something else that's interesting. Sean Murray's wife, she used to work at Lionhead.
Wait, really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? That's
ahead,
weird.
search her up. She's all over YouTube. Her name's Louise Murray, and she worked on Fable.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know that.
She worked right under Peter Molyneux. No jokes.
See, there could be some serious stuff coming our way. I mean, I'm just saying.
Possible. Possible.
I am looking in the live stream chat, and I kind of wanted to bring up one thing. There's a guy, Vat Killers. He was just saying, like, there's been no movement with Waking Titan. They have confirmed more Waking Titan to come, so I don't see an update coming anytime soon either. And I do kind of wonder just like how the Waking Titan ARG is going to tie in with the updates in the future, and just where the ARG is going to end up going ultimately, I guess.
Well, here's the thing with the ARG. At first, I thought that there was more ARG as well. I even made videos on future ARGs. But the thing is, Emily told us she'd be back, right?
Yeah.
Or, no, what she said was, "Don't worry, you'll see me again." Remember,
okay.
I know what happens next. So that was her quote. But that was, think about it in terms of she's the Atlas. Don't worry, we will see her again when the update drops, because she's in the game.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that actually makes sense.
So I don't know if we were reading into it wrong. I mean, if you look how many things we read into wrong with Hello Games, when they came out and announced the Atlas level 4 passes, we all thought that they were some kind of beta. And then Hello Games literally had to break ARG and tell Unimatrix01 from Reddit to tell us that that's not true.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I mean,
What about the tapes?
I don't. Huh?
What about the tapes?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, there's that. All 16 tapes haven't been. I think it was just 8. So
They could have just. I mean, they could have just said, "Okay, whatever." I mean, 16 is our number, and we fake the rest. I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, they sort of like to trail people on a little bit, which we kind of love. This community loves to be trailed. They love to speculate.
We're a bunch of.
Oh yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's kind of clever. Say there's 16 tapes, but only show you 8, because then you're like, huh? What are they up to next? What are they fixing to do?
I keep thinking to myself that the ARG is over, and I keep thinking, okay, that's the safest thing to think. But just recently, I would say about 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, it wasn't that long. Anna Shell from Allison Smith, who ran the ARG, tweeted out, I think it was, or announced on Discord, saying that the supplies were now sent to the printer for the Atlas Level 4 passes, and relayed a message to somebody else saying that there was an issue with materials or something like that. Now,
I heard about that.
Yeah, so if the ARG is over, why are they, unless they're legally bound to make sure these Atlas passes get out, why are they still talking to the No Man's Sky community? I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good question. The whole Atlas Pass V4 thing. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm ultimately, I don't know. I'm sorry. I thought I had something to say, but I don't know.
Cobra, I got a theory about the designations on the Atlas 4 passes.
All right. What is it, bud?
So, I think the designation you have is determined by what actions you took during the ARG. Because in the original email that we got from Old Gods, it gave us all a designation, and it was like it was a letter and then a number. And so when we did the first thing with the code spinny thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we put it onto the website and we got the whole picture. That we inputted that with the code that we got in our email, so they would be able to link who took place in that picture, in the picture thing. So they would be able to sort of upgrade the levels of those people who interacted with it. So I went from, I think, like a W some number to an A16, which I'm thinking just because A, probably for Atlas, and 16 for, well, 16. I think that's probably better than the original W something. And
Right.
Cobra, what were you like HG16?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so Hello Games 16. So I think the designations that kind of reference No Man's Sky more probably have more weight and are more likely to receive the Atlas passes when they're shipped out.
Hmm.
In other words, I'll be one of the last people to get it then. because during that time I was so busy, I did just enough to verify that I'm an active user, but nothing more than that, because I was too busy. I mean, you had people working on that project 24/7, and most of the people, the No Man's Sky community, is very intelligent people that, when they focus, they're focused. And so here I am doing other things, and I know that I'm like, there's no way that I can keep up with the community at this level. So, so that I'll be one of the last people to get it, but I'm happy for it, if they really reward those.
At the same time, I don't think it was designed for someone to actually follow every step of the way, because I tell you what, it was exhausting for me to cover it and be part of it. And you know what I mean? It was,
Yeah.
when it was over, I can't explain to you how relieved I was. I'm serious. I couldn't wait. I kept thinking, is it over? Is it over? And when he said it was over, and I was like, gosh, thank you so much.
I mean, come on. There were days where we were sitting at computers for 48 hours, just sitting there on edge, waiting for something to happen. I mean, I remember literally checking the computer like all day, all the time. Just, it was so exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, I had to actually kind of step back from the ARG a little bit at certain points, because it kind of was a lot, at certain points, and that's why sometimes, like, my info, like, in terms of what I know on the ARG, might seem incomplete, because I might not have picked up on everything, and I think that's the case for a lot of people.
I had to step back. My wife got pissed off at me.
Luckily, I don't have that problem.
Who's Emily, huh? I heard you talk about her in your sleep. Hey, Jared's in the chat. Jared, give me a call on Skype, man. I would love to have you come on. So, yeah, I don't know if the ARG's over, if it's going to continue. I do believe that we're going to get more. I mean, an update. And if I'd have to guess, I would say January. But then we have the PSX coming. Who knows? Maybe Sean Murray could show up there. He hasn't made a public. And, Steam is now recent, is mostly positive on Steam. So it's come back. It really has. A lot of people went back and changed their review.
Yeah, and I'm really glad people have too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm surprised, but I'm glad too. But I'm sort of surprised, but because their behavior was so awful.
Yeah.
There were some bad trolls, definitely.
Yeah, as much as I want to see Sean again, I mean, I really do. I want to see him in an interview. I want to kind of touch base with him again. I sincerely doubt, with all the death threats and all that crap that went down, I really don't know that we're going to see Sean again.
For his safety.
In combination, put that in combination with what his wife went through with Fable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Look at the comments on her videos, and there's like sexual harassment, there's rape comments, there's all kinds of really disgusting things. And then when I was reading that, I sat back in my chair and I'm like, it's no wonder Sean's not talking.
Yeah.
Like they both went through something very serious. And it really surprises me that Sean is still plugging away at No Man's Sky the way that he is.
Well, he's the kind of guy that locks himself in that little room with the three guys and just kind of stays in that room for a year and emerges once a year.
Right, yeah.
Like the groundhog.
With a big old beard.
Sees his shadow and then goes back in.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Going into hibernation.
Yeah, and I think that's
Alan Poe's heading to bed. Thank you so much for the donation, bro. You're a co-bro. That is another step closer to getting our PC replaced. Thank you so much, buddy, man.
Nice.
Okay, so that brings up another topic, with the updates. How long, every time we get an update, 4 months later, 5 months later, we got our hand out. I'm guilty. I got my hand out, and I'm like, where's the next update? Come on, guys. Where's it at? Yeah, it's been 4 months. So thinking on, maturely,
yeah.
How long is that going to go on? When can we expect to see that stop?
You mean when you start paying?
Paying, or just, guys, No Man's Sky is done. We're sorry we can't continue to work on this. We're working on another project.
Well, I don't think that's going to be anytime soon, just due to all the staff they're hiring.
That's a good point.
I see. I'd say probably before we start paying, they'll probably go either a year and a half out, which would probably put us till summertime, or the 2-year anniversary mark, and then we'll start paying. And like I said, he may move on to something else, but he'll just outsource the rest of it and keep it going.
Right.
Because it's a pretty big community. I can't imagine he would just drop it.
Well, it's a pretty dedicated community. I don't know the actual. I don't think anyone knows the actual size of the community, but the thing is, it's a very dedicated community. It's kind of in a way, I think it wouldn't be too inaccurate to describe it as almost a cult following.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry. I just wanted to also just say too, but I don't. And I think it's a little cynical to say, because I don't know, to say that they'll just want us to start paying before too long, because I don't know. For one, the way the nature of the game is, and with, the idea of everyone's going to be doing more multiplayer stuff and stuff too, DLC would complicate that, and they don't want that bad PR again. And, and they made a lot of money off the launch, even with all the refunds and stuff. They still made a lot of money. So, and they hired all this staff. And I think, honestly, I really do think they're just more dedicated to kind of, making the game just an awesome game. Like, I'm actually really optimistic about No Man's Sky now. And, but I don't blame people, for kind of maybe still having that bit of hesitance too, because of, but like I said, I think ultimately the launch disappointment was because of the hype train.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I would do? This is just me, though. And I know he probably is under some sort of special contract, whatever. I don't know. But what I would do is, after so much time of messing with it, when I finally got tired of it, I would just open source the entire game and let the community go from there on.
That would be awesome.
I just turn it completely loose in the wild.
Yeah,
see what happens.
Can you imagine if Ray Rod was able to help develop this game?
Yeah, from the source.
Oh,
right.
if it went open source, I'd get in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Turn it over to the community.
Yeah.
Of course,
and at some point they might have to do that, because how long can they continue to keep paying, staff and developers to keep creating content for No Man's Sky? As far as I know, they made a lot of money, but how long is that going to last before they have to say, okay, well, we're just spending money, we're not making money?
Right. Mm-hmm. And eventually he's going to want to start another game. He's just going to want
too.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think he feels that maybe they have to fix the Hello Games image first.
Yeah, that's the only progress. The only progress they're going to make, for their reputation would be to try to make the best game that they could, and try to fix what they have done. They can't just let this go as it is. They have to fully flesh it out to the image, or, I mean, no one will buy his next game. I mean, there will be a lot of flack. I'm not saying nobody. Of course, somebody out there, people who don't know him, but some people will judge a game on its own merits. But, this community, I'm not saying the loving part of the community, but the hateful part of the community that sort of did all that kind of terrible things toward him. I mean, they need to be dealt with in some way. I mean, he needs to really pull out his A game for this as best as he can. I mean, it seems like that's the only real solution.
I think he's done a great job at that.
Right.
He's done a great. They did. Hello Games has done a great job to turn themselves around. But the thing is, a lot of people who were either disappointed or planned on hating it from the start, they haven't looked back. You know what I mean? So those people are always going to have that opinion about No Man's Sky, and they're not really going to care. But at the same time, now when we have videos online on YouTube, we don't get those comments anymore. You notice that they kind of stopped. People don't come by and say, you're supporting a liar, or no man's lie, or I can't believe you're playing this game.
I want my refund.
What's the deal with that? I mean, aren't they getting mad enough? Maybe we need to stir them up a little bit more.
No. I'm glad that it's not happening, and that's a good sign. It's a good sign, because either
they're slacking off.
Either they've changed their mind about the game now, or they've realized that the community has changed their mind and outlook on No Man's Sky, and they realize, well, I better not stir some crap now because I don't have as many people on my side.
Well, and ultimately, I think trolls will be trolls. Maybe they just went to go troll something else or something. I mean, in truth, I don't think, some of the people were being negative ultimately. I mean, they aren't trolls. I mean, some of them really were just kind of burnt by launch. But I mean, I think at least your harder core trolls at least have kind of moved on to other things, just spread their negativity elsewhere.
Right.
Spread the hate.
I totally agree. We got Just Jared, the mighty Just Jared.
Oh my!
Joining the call. What is going on, buddy?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. It's going good. Just, listening.
Good, man. It's good to have you on the show, dude.
Nice.
Finally got you into our little group chat.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think the last time we were on call was when 1.3 dropped the night of. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
That was great.
Yeah, it was.
I got a question for you guys, actually.
Shoot.
What do you guys think about Hello Games still remaining silent about what they're doing with the game? Do you think that's the right move, or do you think they should be a little bit more clear as to what's coming in updates before they just drop out of nowhere?
Wait a minute. Vampire just said something really funny in the chat about the trolls and why they're not in No Man's Sky chat. He said they're all trolling Trump now.
Oh.
Or they're
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
okay.
man.
I'm sorry.
They got something new to think about.
or they're trolling EA. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Shoot. I mean, those are crooks.
Right.
Send them over there for sure.
exactly.
I don't see Hello Games changing plan at all. I think they're just continue with what they've been doing. Whether we want them to speak up or not, it doesn't matter. They've been silent and they go dark, and they've said they've gone dark in the past, and I think that they're planning on doing the same in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely think they're going to. This is kind of like where I was thinking that I was talking with a few friends recently about it, is that right now, at least for me, I don't see like the No Man's Sky community. Like, it's a great community, like very tight-knit group of people, like you were saying, like almost like a cult kind of classic game, right? But I don't see the community growing as much, right? Because the updates, as far as like people hear about the game, they hear about a cool update, they come back, but then they don't hear anything for 3 months. People either fall off or just forget. So I wonder if maybe being a little more clear as far as not like outright coming and saying like, hey, this will be in the next update. Just maybe be, even if it's just a little more active on Twitter, whereas instead of just retweeting like cool pictures and stuff like that, saying like just some general updates on like how the studio's doing or things like that, to kind of keep the community a little bit involved in their own like lives as well as like the game. Maybe we'll keep people staying instead of just dropping off for the game and then disappearing until the next update comes, because I'm not sure that's the best way to build a community or to continue a growth of a community. I don't think they're going to change how they do things because, you know, from the start, Sean said, you know, on Twitter a while ago that they're not going to say what's coming in updates because they don't want to have what happened at launch happen again.
Right.
Which, you know, makes sense. But,
and I think they've reached a point now where it's like, I think they earned back the community's trust for the most part, where I think they could start, like, and you know, just slowly transitioning to becoming a bit more active on Twitter, like you said, just giving updates about this. And they don't even have to talk about the game directly if they don't want to. Like, maybe just updates on the studio or an updates on, like, oh, just maybe, like, tiny little things you're working on or something,
right.
You know. I mean, yeah.
There's two developers, two game developers that I think are doing it right. Craneballs that are making Planet Nomads and CIG making Star Citizen. Now, if Hello Games were to do something like what Star Citizen is doing, where they upload videos where they show what they're working on, and they get the community involved with community feedback, man, they would go so far.
Right.
They would, because CIG is doing it right. Right. Well, I mean, such an engaging developer, and they've created such an engaging community just by doing YouTube videos and talking to the people. Now, I'm not saying Hello Games should do that, but it's a good approach, and it's working for CIG.
Yeah.
And Planet Nomads does the same thing. They upload I think 1 or 2 videos a month talking about what's going on, what the community's doing, and what they're doing next, what they're working on, what their problems are. And, you know, I mean, Craneballs will tell you, and so will Star Citizen, they'll tell you, like, look, there's this problem. And we're pretty stuck on it right now, so we're trying to work on it, but this part might not be in the next update because we're just can't get it right.
Right.
Yeah. I saw something in the live stream chat I just wanted to bring up real quick that I actually think is a really good point. One of my big beefs with the game is everyone stays in Euclid. Anyone moving into other galaxies is kind of out of luck on base visitation, hubs, etc. And there should be more incentive for intergalactic travel. Or I think he means just moving between different galaxies.
Right.
I agree with that. Yeah. I'm not in Euclid, so...
I mean, I am.
I mean, I guess you can have different saves and stuff like that now, but I don't even know what galaxy I'm in on my main save after beating the story missions or whatever. But I started a new one where I was in Euclid, so I could be around the hub and all that stuff. But I definitely agree with that because really, there's not really a incentive to go closer to the center at all, because before launch it was that whole rare creatures or more exotic planets and things like that are closer to the center. If they were to implement something like that into an update and add more variation, that would be awesome. I would love to travel closer to the center in hope to find something super different. That's kind of my whole game style or play style is I don't really care much about buying freighters or farming or things like that. It's all cool, or ship combat. It's not really my thing. I just like seeing things that people haven't seen before. So that's why I want more variation.
Yeah, exploration.
Exploration. And a friend of mine
had an exploration game.
Exactly. And that's when I seen the trailer ages ago. That's all I wanted. It wasn't was an exploration game. And it was a cool idea was kind of brought up by a friend of mine. Something along the lines of, what if they added like something called maybe like artifacts or relics or something like that, where somehow in the game you're exploring, you get this like notification that says somewhere in this system or somewhere on this planet there's a relic or an artifact, and you go and search it out, and it kind of like pings you like when you're hot or cold, like how close you are somehow to it. And then when you find it, it's like this procedurally generated, cool looking artifact or relic of some sort. And it doesn't have like a super purpose, but it's still something to find that other people, maybe not have found.
Another thing that you could do with that, to go further with that would give more credence to why we have bases. I would love to have a trophy room so you can hang up that
would be
weird
awesome.
thing that you found.
What if you could hang up
literally? Yeah.
What if you could hang up screenshots that you take, like pictures?
Ooh, that'd be sick.
I know they do that in Subnautica. You can take screenshots in the game and then put them up on your wall. It's pretty cool.
There you go.
I still want to be able to fly in my ship and turn on Cobra TV and listen to the Subcasts.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That would actually be kind of neat.
That would be so awesome, man. I'd be broadcasting all the time.
That would be great. That would be great.
You'd be known as like the No Man's Sky radio, or the almost like a DJ for No Man's Sky. Yeah. It'd be your second unofficial job.
How cool would that be, man? If Hello Games contacted me and said, "Hey, we need you to do a full-time job. We'll pay you. Don't worry about it. You can quit your job and you could just do a radio show for intergalactic travelers in No Man's Sky."
That'd be awesome.
I think if that happened, like all the other channels would start like, "Hey, maybe we should start these live streams, see if we can get contacted by Hello Games." You'd have just like a radio station in your ship. You could just toggle between everybody.
That would be so meta. You're talking about meta, because like in GTA 5 and stuff like that, you could listen to the radio and you have these fake interviews and you have them selling all these crazy stuff, and you don't know what they're going to say next. But after a while, it gets old. I mean, you've heard it all, you've seen it all. But live stream, like actual podcasts and stuff that get refreshed, perhaps it may be something that, a recording for a little while, but then it gets refreshed, like next month or within a certain amount of time. That would be
Hello Games could
awesome.
Hello Games could send Cobra like certain information, like on sale in the certain system.
Oh man,
that is so cool.
That'd be interesting. Yeah,
maybe a mad rush to that system. That'd be badass, man.
You hear that, Sean? One of the developers, I'm not going to name him, messaged me on Twitter saying that they often watch my show, the Subcasts in the studio there. If they notice that I'm on, sometimes they'll turn it on for a little while. And so if you're listening, I just want to say I miss you, Sean.
Yeah.
I miss seeing you in public. I miss hearing you talk. I miss hearing, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I miss those times where we all got together on a live stream just to watch this man say sentences.
Right.
I miss those times.
Sean, just invite like Cobra, like some other No Man's Sky community leaders to come chill with you guys for like a day or two or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause that would be a dream, honestly. At this point, I think I said that in so many of my videos that'd be such a cool thing just to meet the team.
Yeah.
Hey, Cobra.
Yeah.
You could literally create like a music podcast radio thing that people could like play in the background on their YouTube or their phone or whatever while they're playing No Man's Sky, if you just wanted to. As an extra thing. It's like your phone or your PC or whatever.
Yeah,
you're
that's
sitting there playing and listening to you are Cobra live Cobra TV stream or whatever. Or whatever. Live radio.
What if you could find cassette tapes on planets and it would be like a podcast from Cobra?
Oh,
you just pop it in your ship and listen to it.
Oh,
some really weird music, and stuff like that. He could play a selection of free music. There's some really wild, crazy No Man's Sky-ish music out there that, a lot of artists, they play it just for people to listen to. I mean, you have to do a lot of searching to find them, but they got it.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, there's a lot of music out there that that's like, it's like open.
Spacey.
Sometimes it'll be like completely like open to use music or whatever, and it's just like and it's just like otherworldly, and it'd be kind of cool to see them just try to incorporate as much of as they can in that game, just even on like some kind of in-ship radio or something. Maybe that would be a cool idea.
What if the next 8 cassette tapes were found in game?
Oh yeah,
I
think That Killers or Captain Monday, one of the two, said something a while back in the chats that is it possible that some of those tapes, some of those packages just got lost in the mail, or that somebody just received it and just didn't care to say that they did?
Yeah. That's
possible. It's possible.
But, half of them, I don't know. Because
I don't know about half, but yeah.
Yeah. I could see 1 or 2. I could see maybe even 3 at the most, but not half. It gets kind of ugly at half. I don't know.
I feel like if you got a tape and you didn't say something, you'd be crazy. I mean, that'd be like your 15 minutes of fame. Even if you didn't do anything with it, it's like, I got a tape from Sean Murray. It's like Reddit users go up, Twitter followers go up.
Hey, man, I wish there was
to brag about it at the very least. So I think maybe they could be in game, the rest of the tapes. Who knows?
Hey, did anybody?
It was fun getting it, but it was stressful because I had so many technical difficulties trying to get that uploaded. And I'm sitting there thinking the whole time, you can't mess this up. This is the only way that the ARG is going to proceed.
Yeah, that actually.
And I had it for, and people were messaging me like crazy saying, don't upload it. Just give it to us. I'm like, who are you? Who are you?
The dark web.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, what if your cassette tape player accidentally ate the tape?
I know. I thought about that.
ARG's over. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
There's a speaker right on the inner door, and it rests against the tape when you close the door. And I'm like, don't magnets erase tapes? This isn't smart.
That's probably not that smart of an idea.
Oh, bad design decision there.
Hey,
I want to go ahead and talk about. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my battery's about to die, and I'm gonna jump off here.
All right,
before I do, I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit. I know at the very beginning you said you didn't want to say anything about it, but we were talking about trolls before, and I've been a big advocate of the No Man's Sky community being like a cult. I mean, I feel brotherhood with all of you guys. I've talked to you guys for a long time, and Cobra, you especially. And it just pisses me off when someone like No Man's Sky Guru does something like he did. And I have a feeling that most of the community agrees with 710. And the rest of us just kind of, I don't know, that we're working towards some commonality between us and enjoying this. And when someone does something I just don't get it. I don't understand why someone would do something so childish.
I think a lot of it is there's a lot of role play involved.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I guess I can understand it, but no, man.
I must be behind because I have no idea what's happening.
I mean,
it's about the galactic war that just it's over. Vestoga, the Vestoga war is over. It ended. But I think yes, he did stir the pot a little bit and cause a lot of drama, but I think a lot of that there's a lot of role play going on, because the final note talked about what NPCs were affected and things like that. And so if you go over to the Galactic Hub on Reddit, the Galactic Federations, I think it is Federation of the Galactic Hub or something like that on Reddit, it explains the final summary of everything that happened. But I do agree with you to a point. Yes, I think that went beyond roleplay a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just disappointing to see how far he took it, and he just didn't. I don't know. I don't think while he was talking last week, I don't think he really understood the ramifications, or if he really even cared of the ramifications. I mean, I could just hear it in 710's voice. It's just like, he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with it, and and I don't think you get that. And it was just kind of like, okay, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you. I got it. Yeah. Yep. But that's all over with now. So, there's another war brewing. You see that?
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, when they flip on PvP for these guys, oh my gosh.
It's going to be
It's going to be a bloodbath in the stars.
Yeah. Yeah. Which maybe that might be, maybe cool. I don't know. I mean, I never thought NMS would turn into that kind of a game.
Well,
yeah, I guess like in terms of the whole PvP thing, like I think I mentioned this earlier, but like I said, I just hope as long as it stays its own separate mode or whatever, and even if it's just a thing to where, like, and if you've ever played GTA 5 online, you can go into passive mode where no one can attack you, but you can't attack anyone either. Even if it's like, oh, PvP is enabled, but you have to like enable a flag on your end in order to participate in PvP, that'd be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to solve it. Yep. Speaking of the Galactic Hub and the federations and all that, I have up on the screen Unification Day, and it's history, just like the war that Black Knight was just talking about. It's part of No Man's Sky player lore history. It's a document. It happened, and we can't take it back. So, yeah. And be careful what you guys do out there and what kind of stuff you stir, because it becomes history, and your name is imprinted in that history. But Unification Day is actually a piece of lore found in the game, and it's talking about a pilot. You find this crash ship, and it said the pilot was celebrating Unification Day. I don't know the exact quote, but it's something. It's where hubs, federations, and empires gathered as they were trying to find each other in the galaxy. So a lot of the people think that Hello Games put that there for us to find. And so now we're going to celebrate Unification Day. And it's going to be December 30th. And up on the screen, there is a portal address to the planet that it's going to be celebrated at. And it's using the first 3 portals glyphs that you find in the game. So you only need 3. And it's a massive coordinated multiplayer gathering, accessible, through the first 3 portal glyphs, variety of scheduled events. 710 is going to be giving a speech, directly inspired by in-game canon content, Alliance of the Galactic Travelers and United Federations of Travelers both participating. And it's going to be a big event. It's going to be December 30th from 5 p.m. Central Time, I think he said. And it'll last for 24 hours. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be one of those things where you pop over, pay your respects, meet a couple people that are going to be definitely going to be there, and see what the events are going to be. Go over to the Reddit page and just see what the events you can get yourself into. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be there, so hopefully I see you guys there.
Are you going to broadcast it at all, or?
I probably will. Yes, if I can't get in there with 710, because you can only have 16 players at a time, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to broadcast 710's speech first, and then I'll broadcast my own gameplay after he gives his speech.
Nice. Cool.
But yeah, it's history, man. It's the first Unification Day, part of the in-game lore, and we're all supposed to celebrate it. So
Yeah, I'm taking a snapshot of your screen to make sure I got it.
Yeah, I don't even have the first 3 glyphs, so I don't know. I don't even. Yeah, I guess I haven't even been focusing on that. I've just been, No Man's Sky isn't the game where I like to focus on a goal. It's just kind of game where I like to mess around a little bit.
I'm the same way, dude.
Right.
When I found out, I didn't have the first 3 glyphs either. I had to get them as soon as I found out that they were going to use the first 3 glyphs. I had to go in there and okay, I got to get these glyphs now because I don't do that when I play No Man's Sky. I just get lost.
Exactly.
I literally get lost. Like, where's my ship? I don't know.
Oh, that's easy in No Man's Sky.
I know you can summon your ship now, which is nice, but yeah, it took me about 5 minutes to figure out what that button was also. So that's how good I am at this game.
Turn your hub off. That's the best.
Oh, this is going to be interesting watching you play.
Your subscriber count might go down, Cobra. I'm just saying. Be like, who is this guy that hijacked Cobra's channel? He doesn't know the biggest amateur ever at playing this game. It's going to be fun.
Well, that adds another level, a serious level of survivability. I mean, really having to pay attention to your terrain to know exactly where you are. That's like real life survival. That's what you have to do when you're out in the woods. Yeah. You have to pay attention to things. You have to. It's like something my uncle told me years ago. He said, when you're walking out in the woods, always stop, turn around, and look back, and that way you can get a picture, a mental image in your mind of what it looks like to return. Because it may look like one thing in one direction, but it look totally different when you look at the other way. You can't just, and that's the way you do when you explore a terrain like that. So that would be an interesting challenge to be able to
I'm the kind of guy that gets lost in Walmart, so I'm not even joking. Like, where'd I come in at? Where's the register? Like, it's gonna be.
What you got to do is turn your HUD off and put on a really weird, crazy color filter, and then play with that filter on with your HUD off, and then you'll get lost.
Black and white.
Yeah, like the black and white, or like that weird one that changes everything, like purple and blue or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a quick question for everybody. So we mentioned player models earlier in the stream. If they do add the multiplayer where you can actually see other people, do you think there will be like a character customization screen when you start? Because how would that work? Is everyone just randomly generated, or do you get to create your own character? Because obviously, if you're looking at somebody else, you got to see something. So
I think going with the nature of the game, I think it would be cool if every character was randomly generated, and then maybe you get to change certain little things along the way, but ultimately everyone's randomly generated at the beginning, and that's kind of the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be. They might appear in the style that the travelers are when you find them in space stations, and then maybe you could customize their outfits or something.
Yeah.
Buy hats and whatnot. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh god, let's not turn this into Team Fortress 2 now.
Oh, then they'll start adding No Man's Sky procedural loot boxes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There we go. I was
gonna wants to buy it. Let's buy Halo games.
I started writing a script for No Man's Sky fake news video about them adding loot boxes, but I was kind of hesitant. Exactly. Yeah. I was like, I could put fake news in all caps in the title, and people will still take it seriously. So
yeah, let's not stir that
right.
So it was funny.
Start calling you JNN, Jared News Network.
Yeah,
Jared,
good stuff.
Jared JFN.
JFN, fake network. Fake news.
Forget it. I'm done.
You're good.
How cool would that be, though, if you went to a space station and Cobra's just on the intercom, in every station, just talking?
Right.
All right. Cool. Who's got the yellow starship out there? You left the lights on.
I can see Cobra introducing and be like, hey, next up is we have a Gek podcast. And then it's just Gek talking, and you're like, I don't understand what's happening.
Oh, you just gave me a great idea for a video.
Well, you used to do a lot of that too. I mean, a lot of that role playing. And
spoofy,
spoofy stuff. I know
skits.
it's hard to work. It's hard work. I know that you're considering how the community has been acting. Waiting the last several months upon they're waiting for a new update. They're not as active as they was. Some people, of course, they play a game for a certain length of time and then stop. That's a natural progression of games. But, so views might be down and perhaps people might unsubscribe. Mm-hmm. But honestly, you are so good at that role-playing stuff. I mean, it creates it's delightful to watch. It's fun.
I miss the Survivor series. I really miss the Survivor.
It's fun. It adds another, ray of sunlight during a day. With all the negativity that goes on, it's good to see somebody like Cobra able to do things like that. Not that I'm saying, you should do it all. You do what you need to do, but I'm just putting my vote in. It's just really good.
Right. The problem is I ended up working a lot, and then at the same time, I ended up trying to figure out a new format for the channel, and I kind of got buried in that. And then my Revenge of the Survivor videos started losing views, and those take so long to make. They really do. And I want to start doing them again. Right now, Cobra got sucked into Ark. So he's got to find his way outside of Ark. He's trying to find his way back to No Man's Sky.
Like, you mean Ark Survival Evolved, right?
Yeah. So it's like the old series Sliders where Cobra keeps getting sucked into different games. And it's the same character from Revenge of the Survivor. So it's like a Mr. Magoo type character.
See, I think those videos that you do, Cobra, or did, I think that's kind of what a lot of people, at least me as well, like on my No Man's Sky channel, which is bone dry right now because I just can't find content that I want to make because I want to do something that nobody else is doing as far as video wise. And it's so hard to really come up with like the ideas that like work as far as like my personality goes and things like that. I've tried to do my own thing. Like when I started my No Man's Sky focus channel, it was based on positivity for the game, and that was really it. And like bringing like news across and things like that. But my personality, as me, is I love to be funny and like crack jokes and stuff like that. When I tried to bring that onto my channel, nobody liked it, right? Because they thought I was trying too hard. When in reality, I've been being serious this whole time because I felt like I had to be because it was the community and things like that. So when I tried to be myself as far as comedy, nobody liked it. So I'm trying to find different video ideas like focused around No Man's Sky because I love playing the game, but as far as me recording myself playing it like a Let's Play, I don't enjoy that a lot because as far as editing goes, there's not a lot. It's just kind of upload what you play unless I want to cut up stuff. It's just not. I like editing and like creating videos rather than just recording me playing a game and then putting it up there. So I've been trying to think of some other ways. Like I've been doing time-lapse videos because I love those, and I've been trying to mess around with doing time-lapses, but I'm trying to think of other things to do focused around No Man's Sky, and I think that's kind of where I'm just sat waiting for the next update to see
maybe me and you could get together, do something like Jared and Cobra Lost in Space.
There you go, man.
Yeah, maybe we could do something like I think a nice, funny role play video. Maybe do like a 1 or 2 part series.
I'd be down for anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk on Twitter about that. I think that'd be fun. I'm going to be streaming live a lot more because I found myself not uploading the last week, and it's because I can't really figure out. I feel like when I upload a video, I'm bothering you guys, and if I'm going to bother you guys, it's got to be good, right? It's got to be good news. And I just can't find anything at the moment, so I think I'm going to start streaming live a lot more. And what I'm thinking about doing is having YouTubers come on, interview the YouTuber, talk about games, talk about gaming, and it's going to be different from the Subcast, and we will be taking callers, but it's going to have a different feel to it. So I'm going to be doing that a lot more.
That sounds cool.
And then, of course, we got Keep Calm and Game On, who's going to be doing some live streams. I will be bringing back Revenge of the Survivor. I promise. Ark, No Man's Sky, I will. I have to find a good rhythm, a good time to be able to focus on that and be able to do it and upload it.
And a functioning computer.
Yeah, and a good computer, yeah.
Well, because that's a big one right there.
But
yeah.
Cobra, I'm a veteran Ark player, and just watching your Revenge of the Survivor Ark series, it's the funniest thing. So keep doing those. It's great.
Okay, I will, man. I definitely will. Eric, you got a YouTube channel?
No, I gotta keep to myself.
Okay. Snowman Sky does, don't you?
Yeah, but I haven't uploaded anything in a while. I've just been so, I don't know, busy. I just do so many different things. But man, one of these days I want to give myself an excuse and go ahead and start upload again. I hate to say that I will do something and not. I'd rather just do it.
Right.
But,
yeah.
You know, and when I get on here, I think there's a unique feel to this community that a lot of people, a lot of communities doesn't quite have. You know, as with the No Man's Sky, because of the unique experiences that we've been through, plus the unique personalities that this type of game pulls out of the woodwork. So, you know, it would be a very sad thing, I think, if we let this thing totally die. You know, but it shouldn't be forced. It shouldn't be rushed. It should be a natural thing, but we shouldn't let it die either. You know, it just shouldn't die.
I agree.
So, you know, whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, I'm for you, Cobra, but I do encourage you to, if you ever have any laughs in you, if there's any more dumb antics you want to get into in No Man's Sky, you know, I'm for that too.
All right. You know what? I think you pushed me over the edge there. I think I'm going to work on something with the next couple of days.
But you're really good, and I'm honest. I'm being really honest with that. There's only a couple of people I've ever really heard that would just unbelievably good. You know, because it's a natural born talent. It's a God-given thing. Some people have it, and some people don't. I wish there's things that I just can't do that I wish I could do that you do. So I'm just going to put my point my finger towards you and say, you know, you do awesome. I just, you know, I wish I could do what you do, but I can't. You know, not like
Thanks,
you,
man. Appreciate it.
Well, and Cobra, you have honestly, you have like a good radio voice too. That's why I think we were all bringing up the radio thing is because you'd be perfect for that. You honestly have a really good radio voice. Like, I don't know. I really think you do.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Okay. So I'm definitely going to do some more goofy Revenge of the Survivor type stuff. And a lot more live broadcasts. And I appreciate the kind words, guys. I really do.
Of course.
Oh yeah. Anytime.
Yeah.
Keep Calm and Game On. He's going to be on here in just shortly. Guys, don't forget to check out Just Jared's YouTube channel.
Which one? I've got like 4 now.
What?
Gosh, I know, man. And it's probably because of No Man's Sky, because I can't find videos to make, so I'm like doing other things. So you know how you did, you know, you do like indie games, right?
Yeah,
coverage. You know, I tried that on my channel, and people just didn't want it. They don't want to see that. They want No Man's Sky and only No Man's Sky. So I went off, made an indie channel, and now I have another channel covering a AAA game. I just made another channel today to cover Rocket League because I freaking love Rocket League. So like I've just got so many channels, man. But No Man's Sky is the main
just got
one, right?
Rocket League.
Oh, Rocket League's so fun. I've been playing it for 3 years, and that's why I thought, you know, why not make a channel like cover Rocket League news? I mean, then I haven't done it because so many people already do it, but it's almost impossible to do something that nobody has done on YouTube. So you might as well just do something that I can enjoy. That's kind of why I started No Man's Sky, because it's a game that I feel like I could always enjoy, just like Rocket League.
That's the attitude that I have. You know, like when I search for ideas, I try so hard to make sure that nobody else is doing it because I want to stand out and be different. And that's what the Subcasts, you know, it's like how many, there's probably some, but not very many, what I like to call like a YouTube radio station. Right. You know, like, come on, let's talk about a subject. Let's have callers come on. You know, I don't see that too often. I just see a bunch of guys that have a podcast and that's
just
pretty
randomly talk. Just random talk speakers. Well, this is almost professional. It comes close to being professional. Some of the things that you do, and some of the people that perhaps the community isn't very good at certain things. About we don't have the best speakers, we don't have the most knowledgeable people. Yet at the same time, we each have something to bring to the game, or bring something unique to this community, and you sort of pull that together, and you make it sound sane. You add sanity to it, and that's wonderful. I mean, that is a very awesome thing to do. I mean, what you're doing and how you're doing it, it's unique, and that's why I don't go on people's channels. I don't live stream or nothing like that, but with you, I thought, okay, I can feel comfortable with this fellow. This man seems reasonable. His mind seems to be good.
Oh, yeah.
And what you're doing is a positive thing, and it feels good. And, I wouldn't do that just for anybody. I mean, naturally, I'm sort of a stand back sort of individual, but you make me comfortable. And that is a wonderful talent to have. And what you're doing is promoting that. And that's really awesome.
Thanks, bud. And and you guys are the best people. You're the expert witnesses of the content that we talk about. So I couldn't ask for anybody better than the people who watch the show to come on the show and talk about these things. I mean, it's the perfect people.
I would watch Cobra's videos over Netflix any day.
Yeah, someone told me Cobra
Game
TV
of
and
Thrones,
chill.
like, you gotta watch the next Game of Thrones. I'm gonna watch Cobra's podcast. I got limited time. I'm going where the good stuff's at.
So I told him, I said, if you're gonna Cobra TV and chill, I'm not responsible for any childbirth. Do not sue me. It's not my fault. It's yours.
Are you the Barry White of No Man's Sky? Yeah.
But yeah, check out Just Jared. I don't know what channel, man. I don't.
Just Jared. No Man's Sky.
I gave away my other channel because my son. I let him have his own videos on there, and I was monitoring them. I was with him when he recorded, and I was with him when he uploaded. I handled all the comments because he's 7, and someone started talking to him sexually. And so I thought it's not smart. I need to kill this now. He's too young, because I'm not going to be there. I might be at work, and then he might see a comment that I can't delete. So I gave away the channel to somebody who wanted to do children shows. They were innocent children shows, like for toddlers. Mm-hmm. And they just got shut down. So I don't know why. But
like by YouTube or?
Well, they got demonetized.
Yeah, that's because YouTube's really buckling down on shows targeting children. Yeah, really badly.
Yeah, but this guy and his wife were doing, like, how toddlers like repetitive things.
Right.
They had like this puppet or something, and there was a baby crying, and when the baby would cry, it would calm the baby down, and then the puppet was happy, and then the baby would cry, and they would calm it down, then the puppet was happy. It just kept going on. So it wasn't like these disgusting things that you see that Phil DeFranco's talking about.
Right. And so I think that just leads to YouTube's problem, right? They can't filter out correctly.
Well, their algorithms are too aggressive, especially lately. I mean, it's just, that's why, I tried, being a YouTuber for a little bit using a different channel, and it just, there's just, between all the monetization drama and all the filtering drama, and it's just like, just too much drama in general. Even if you're not even if you do your best to keep your channel away from all the general drama, it's just like YouTube comes with its own sense of drama in and of itself. And and I know, Cobra, obviously you're not like making a living off this channel or anything, but even still, that it does still come with it. I'm sure you've seen it come with its own degree of drama yourself.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna. Let's not talk about recent drama.
Hey, none of that. Oh, I've been through some massive drama in the past.
I think you've been through the most, but that's probably because of the size of your channel. I mean, I haven't been through jack, honestly. I don't think, except for the No Man's Sky Day drama back when that happened. But I mean, that's the same thing that we're talking about almost. So I mean, I don't know. No.
I wish it was
a troll. I would have a troll that would show up every live stream and just troll me, like every video, every stream. And I'm just like, oh well, I'm getting watch time. So watch time went way up, skyrocketed. So like, whatever.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Tommy, do you have a YouTube channel?
No, not one that I really care to promote or anything.
Okay.
So,
but if you guys are wondering, the reason why I ask is because I like to promote everybody's YouTube channel. You know, give everyone a chance to have their, shout out, plug their channels and things like that. Just something I like to do.
I have a question real quick. Who was it in this chat who came up with the in-game cassette tapes that you could like put in your ship and play? Who mentioned that?
That was me. Keep calm game on. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Do you mind if I use that idea in a video?
Oh yeah, totally. Take it.
Okay, sweet.
I've been
trying to think of like really unique ideas. Like, because with all previous No Man's Sky updates, like I did a video on this recently, previous No Man's Sky updates, I know Hello Games and that they know like there's big mechanics that people wanted. Multiplayer, people wanted base building, people wanted better combat, people wanted, ship controls and all this stuff and portals. So those are all very apparent gameplay mechanics that we knew people wanted. Now we have all that. So I don't really know if there's a substantial group of people who really want one specific thing for them to just put it into the game. So I made a video about what's going to be in 1.4, because before we all had some sort of idea, where now I feel like it's, making the multiplayer better, but what else?
No, well, there was a lot of combat stuff they didn't use.
Right. That is true.
I want some melee weapons, battle axes, lightsabers,
dude. That would be
nunchucks.
Sweet. That would be sweet. I would just go around with melee weapons all the time. I wouldn't even use my multi-tool anymore.
Be able to take over a sentinel and just like fly around,
like hack it.
That'd actually be cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Why not?
I would like the opportunity to be able to assume an animal that, like search for Snowman Sky. Right, like I can search for somebody that's on my friends list, on my PSN friends list, find out what planet he's on, and then if he's on a planet that has an animal, I can assume the shape of that animal, and I could be that animal, and I can mess with him. I can attack him.
Nice.
Oh man,
that kind of reminds
would die.
Talk about moments. There's your moments right there.
You just see an animal rushing at you. It's got Cobra's voice.
That's
like
what? Yeah. There's been a couple games that have tried things like that, and that I don't know if that would be so fitting for No Man's Sky though.
Yeah. All right, guys. Look, man, it's been fun, everybody, and it's been so much of a pleasure to have you guys call in. I do appreciate it.
It's been great talking to you, and I'm glad you got this opportunity.
Yeah, it's been awesome talking to you, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. You guys are always welcome to call back. You could ask Snowman Sky and Keep Calm. These guys call in every time, so you're more than welcome. Just message me when I'm live, and I'll pull you right on.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Hey, Cobra, before you wrap up, just letting everybody know that the stream, Cobra live stream, will be after this, but probably like 5-10 minutes after, because I want to give Cobra time to like set up the description, and I want to give my computer time to actually load the game. It takes 5 minutes just to get to the loading screen in No Man's Sky. So we're going to see how this stream goes. I'm running on a potato computer at the moment. But yeah, it's going to be fun, so stick around afterwards.
Yeah, I can't run No Man's Sky on my PC. Like, I have the requirements, but ever since 1.3 was implemented, it just runs like super slow frames.
Yeah, I just got a new processor. I need to upgrade my graphics card because it takes forever to get to the loading screen. But yeah, I'll give Cobra some time. Everybody can go grab some popcorn and
by hard drive.
Yeah.
All
It's a
right,
mix
guys.
of everything.
Anyway.
I was going to say something I could just completely forgot. Just gone right out of my memory. Oh, I got to go to work. Otherwise, I'd be joining Keep Calm Game On and chatting with him while he played. But I don't know. Good luck, Keep Calm.
Oh, it'll be fun. I'm going to need all the luck, though. It's going to be interesting.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. And everybody in the chat, thank you so much. You guys are all Cobros. Thank you for coming out, getting engaged in the chat there and saying some pretty awesome things. I'm sorry Grammy wasn't here, so I wasn't able to focus too much on the chat, but I'm definitely going to go back and watch the video and read it. So thank you, everybody. And I will see you all next time. All right. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Have a good day.